Pre ITA phase. As I have already mentioned before, this phase requires you to wait and have patience. Roughly speaking, CIC conducts draws twice a month. The Minister of Citizenship and Immigration decides the cutoff score for the particular draw. You can see the rounds of invitation here. If your score is greater than or equal to the cutoff score selected by CIC, you will get an ITA. One thing that you'll have to do here is keep an eye on the draws and your CRS. You have to see how close you are to the previous, recent draws. I must admit that CIC is extremely unpredictable in this regard. The draws are random and the CRS cannot be predicted in advance, so to speak. So, depending on your CRS, you might want to consider applying for provincial nomination, which has been discussed at the end of this section. In the Pre ITA phase, you can start collecting the documents that you are expected to submit once you get an ITA. Some of the documents that you can prioritize on getting are police clearance certificates and your employer reference letters. I will be discussing this in detail below. Police clearance certificates, or PCC, are known as are required for the PA, spouse and children over 18 years of age from their country of residence and all other countries where they have been for a continuous period of 6 months or more. Getting a foreign PCC can be a tedious and a painstakingly long process, so it is imperative to be proactive to avoid delays and get things done on time. PCC issued by a foreign county is valid indefinitely if it was issued during or after your last visit to that country. Please note that local PCCs can be obtained after you receive the ITA because it usually takes less time. B. Employer reference letters are required for the PA. The reference letter must be as specified by CIC. You can find the details of what the reference letters should be like in the link provided at the end of this section. Depending on where the applicant works, the time taken for employers to issue these reference letters vary. So, it is important to be prepared and apply for the reference letter at the earliest. Please note that reference letters issued by employers while you quit the job is valid indefinitely, while the reference letter issued by your current employer is generally valid for 1 year. C. Proof of funds, POF, is a very important part of your documentation. While you are awaiting your ITA, you can prepare to show your funds. You do not need to get any bank letter, document at this stage, but if you need to arrange funds, like selling a car or liquidating assets like selling gold, etc., you have to start planning on how you are going to show your funds. CIC requires that the funds be unencumbered by any debt or obligation to repay. These funds must be liquid. You should be able to convert it to hard cash whenever required. You can see what CIC allows you to show as POF in the link provided at the end of the section. D. Provincial Nominee Program, hereafter referred to as PNP, can be put to use if you think your CRS is not up to the mark. PNP are immigration schemes of the provincial, territorial governments by which they pick applicants who they think are suitable to fulfill the demand in their province. Some provinces require a full-time job offer from a Canadian employer and some don't. Some provinces process the applications electronically and some provinces still use the old-school snail mail method. Some provinces prefer applicants whose job falls under a particular NOC. There is variety. You can check the website of the province that you are interested in to learn more. If you get a provincial nomination, it will add 600 points to your CRS, which means, in most cases, you will get an ITA in the very next draw. Alright. So you have certain documents ready and voila! You received an ITA. Great! Your next step is to accept the ITA and file your PR application electronically, EAPR. Please note that if you will not be able to submit any of the necessary documents, you must consider declining the ITA and re-enter the pool to get another ITA. We have now come to the end of the Pre ITA section.